I'm back again. Why? I don't know, but I am. Well, I worked last night. I have not slept yet today. Got off at 7 a.m. It is now almost 3:20. I have a business meeting to get to that is not work related. Work is the other way. I'm going this way. Seatbelt. Always wear your seatbelt. I used to always wear my seatbelt, and then I stopped wearing my seatbelt because I never needed to use my seatbelt until like a couple days ago. Now I look at everything. Wear your damn seatbelt. Yeah, for those of you who missed it, my last entry was after I rolled my Jeep. Technically, I didn't roll it, but how else do you explain it? I put it on its side. Anyway, watch the video. Tells you all about it. I was not vlogging while I did it. There's a thumbs up. That would have been interesting. Let's see. I don't know. But yeah, it's given me a whole different perspective on lots of things. I mean, I didn't find God or anything, but I mean, on the gut thing, I'm agnostic. That means I don't disbelieve, but I don't believe either. I'm in the middle, on the line, directly on the line, both feet on the line, no toes poking out on either side. Sorry, I just drank a pop. It makes me burpy. Coke does that. I hate Coke. I like Pepsi. Pepsi is awesome. Yeah. I mean, I got home after that. Not immediately after. I was in the car because I had a doctor's appointment to go to. I still went, but I was late. And then once I got home, Mom took the day off because she had to drive into Ottawa to get to work, and there was freezing rain warning, so the school and stuff was canceled. And her boss said, look, you have a long way to drive, and if there's any chance of bad things on the road, just don't. I'd rather you miss 20 days of work than come to work that one day and get in some incident. So of course today I get in the incident, and the weather's decent. It was slush on the road. It wasn't the freezing rain or anything. The one day she doesn't go to work, I get in something. Anyway, I got home, she was there. I just walked right over and gave her a big hug. I just felt the urge to, so I did. I'm like that in most aspects of life. I mean, I'm not like a person who'll go out and be like, ooh, that looks pretty, I want to buy it. No, I don't have money to do that, so I don't do that. But if I'm hanging out with someone and I feel a powerful sort of pull or push, I react to it as I see fit. Just because I see fit doesn't mean it's fitting everybody else. They could be feeling the same thing, but interpreted a different way, which has yet to be awkward, but could be. If that ever happened, if you malfunction, everything just sort of goes, woo. Anyway, so yeah, I told her what happened, and she teared up, but I was like, look, I'm fine. No bruises, no scratches, no scrapes. I'm fine. I did not go in an ambulance. I did not go to the hospital that way. I drove myself to the hospital for my appointment. Everything's fine. I had to explain to Dad over BBM. Pin located below. Because he was at work and he was worried because I told him I may need to use... We have a credit card that we can put money on, and then we have to wait like 5 days or whatever, so it's on the card. One of those. We share it. Oh look, an ambulance. So yeah, there it goes. I still yet to clean up anything that went on the floor from. So when I hear things move, I always think it's something in the Jeep, and the Jeep is like gonna fall apart, which is not true. It's actually held up very well. I just have like coins and crap all over the place. Yeah, where was I? Anyway, I explained to Dad over BBM what had happened, because I told him I might need to use the credit card because we have CAA, but they wouldn't. All my information was in the car. The police wouldn't let me go in the car, so I could call CAA to get my free tow truck. So I had to pay for the tow truck, which I didn't have. I didn't think I'd have money to pay for the tow truck, so I told them I might need it. But I did have money for the tow truck. The only thing I didn't have money for at the end of the day was paying for parking at the hospital, which is that kind of ironic, just a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, one of those things. And then he came home, asked how I was, and I gave him a big hug just because, like, I just wanted to hug everybody. I talked to my sister, found out eventually. I didn't want her to find out because she's at school. She needs to focus on school. She's in university. She goes to Queens, and but she found out and asked me about it, so I told her about it. I mean, if she was home, I'd have given her a big hug too. Her and I at times we like super just like each other. Then at other times we can get along kind of fine. But because we're not living under the same roof, we're sort of apart, so we for the first little while we're under the same roof, we get along okay, and then just before like she leaves, then we sort of like explode, and then yeah, but still I would have given her a break. Just come home tonight though, so I can see her. I might give her a hug. No, probably. So yeah, but I mean, I was in a huggy mood. I told some people were like, oh my god! But yeah. What the fuck is that? Anyway, I was at work last night. So last night was Thursday. So Wednesday when I started, Wednesday at 7 p.m. I was talking later in the night. I was on break, and my supervisor came out on break at the same time. I was outside because I was text messaging somebody I met on Plenty of Fish. So the best cell service there is outside. And it was a good night to text because it was in the positive numbers. Hooray! But now it's not. It's -7. He came out. He told me look for my name because we're changing the whole scheduling thing. Like we got 4 shifts. So what happens is we'll do 1 week we do Wednesday, Thursday. Then the week after we go Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then it repeats. But after that Sunday, we change from either days to nights or nights to days. And they're 12-hour shifts. So next week they're changing the schedule. So it's going to be 8-hour shifts. So they now only need 3 shifts. 3! And we don't have to work weekends. Unless we volunteer for overtime. Which is Monday. I'd like to, but I want to. My back really hurts right now. Like So some people were getting laid off. Some people were keeping their jobs. Some people were getting moved to different. Sorry. Getting moved to different shifts. Our shift was supposed to stay sort of intact because we were one of the stronger ones, which is good. Because that means less people on our shift would get laid off than ones on the other ones. So in the 3 shifts, they had 2 sort of powerhouse shifts on the side that I work on. Our side is like the end, so all the parts get done in the foundry, they're made, and they're molded, and they get coat stuff on it, and they go through the heat treat thing, and they get heated for so long, and they come out the end of the machine, they go to X-ray, and after they go to X-ray, they come to our side. And what we do is we put them in the machine, and we do the last sort of like, you have to make sure everything is completely perfect, because if it's not, it's too fucking bad, because it goes into bins, and then the bins go on the trucks, and the trucks drive to wherever they go. Apparently some of them go to Mexico. Anyway. So, apparently our side was like super overloaded with like people who could, lots of people on 2 shifts, and then one was sort of like scarcity, sort of scattery, like not, there was enough, but not enough people who knew how to do more jobs. Well, there's 4 people on my side in the shift right now, and there's like 7 machines. So you assume one person to a machine, and if that one guy runs out of parts, he can either go to a different machine, or he can help someone who's working that it would be faster if he had a second set of hands. Right? Teamwork. Anyway. So, Tony, my supervisor, said, I was looking for your name on the schedule. I couldn't find it though, so, and I saw it. My first thought is, oh boy. I mean, I just heard from someone that I was being spoken of well by all the blue coats. The blue coats are the people who are actually hired on full time. We're not, like, I'm not a blue coat. There's lots of people that aren't blue coats there. I call them blue coats because they get blue shirts with their names on them, and the company pays for them, and the company pays for them to get washed. So, and they're blue. So, you know, I call them blue coats. So apparently the blue coats were talking about me in a good way because I work hard, which to me is the only way to work. You work hard, give it your all. One of the blue coats told me to stop doing such a good job because they may take me away from it, which is kind of funny. But anyway, so I turn to Tony and I go, so if my name's not on the list, does that mean I don't have, so if your name's not on the list, does that mean you don't have a job? And he goes, yep, but your name's on the list. So he knew my name was there, he just didn't know where. I think he was trying to figure out for me, just to let me know. But most of our shifts stayed on a certain way, like together. We did nights, so they're doing nights next week for 5 days in a row. So I wasn't worried about losing my job, so I was like, okay. Night ended, went home, back to work, feeling like Superman. Superman is like who I claim to feel like when I really like, when I feel, oh yes. You know what I mean? Like some people will feel like somebody else. Me, Superman. Not that I'm impervious to everything with kryptonite. Who knows what kryptonite is? You'd be surprised how few people actually know what kryptonite is. But I just feel strong. Like I can do anything, even though I know I can't. So I changed my belt buckle for the first time in like probably half a year, maybe a little more. On my Jeep belt buckle to my Superman logo. And not the good one, like I'm wearing the good one right now. Because it's the good one, and I still feel like Superman. But, the other one. One is the red S with the blue behind it, which everyone thinks is Superman. But really, the Superman emblem is yellow behind it. Just take a peek. Get a picture of Superman, take a peek. I'm sorry, I'm not going fast enough for you. So I put that on. Okay, go to work. Go to first the parts that I work on that if they're there, I'm working on them, that's the bottom line. They're the parts that everyone has the most issue with, but I run through every gauge every time they go in and out of the machine to make sure they are absolutely perfect, and none of my parts will come back and be on the quality reports. If I ever saw one of my parts in the quality reports, well, I have seen one of my parts in the quality reports, but I marked it as scrap metal, and it was written right on it, failed gauge. I threw it in the scrap bin. Somebody pulled it out of the scrap bin, put it in the container, and shipped it, and it came back, and I almost pissed my pants because I knew I didn't do it. I was livid. But the quality guy I worked with knew that it was my writing and knew that I didn't do it. He's like, I have a feeling I know who did it, but just from now on, write bigger. I was already writing pretty big to begin with, but he told me to write even bigger. So, I am writing bigger now. But just, I couldn't, it's just made me go like, oh my god! So, I don't even know where I was going with all this. There's my, let's see. So, yes, I work hard. Make sure everything is as perfect as it possibly can be. Because I don't want my parts to come back. But I haven't marked them as scrap metal. Because that looks bad. Even though I could probably never prove it was me, but I would still feel bad because I can tell when I did a part because I do them differently. They look different and better. Anyway. So, they weren't there. So I went to the next one that I was working on the night before because they weren't there the night before. I start setting up, getting my run charts ready to go, getting all the lists, counting the parts in the bin so I can say the person before me did this many and I'll do this many overnight. I write the total, my total at the end of the night, just so we know how many's in the box. And I hear the supervisor from the shift before call my name. Like, oh god. I'm behind like two drill things, so I step out from behind them. I look over, there's my supervisor, the supervisor from the shift before, and another blue coat I've never seen before, standing there together. I walk over, find out what's going on. I'm like, am I going to get fired? I'm going to get hired. So I'm nervous. Feeling like Superman, so. And, like, yeah. So we're all going, yeah! Because we got earplugs in. It's mandatory. And, they were looking for someone to move to the shift that wasn't completely covered. Which would mean I'd have to leave my shift and all the people I've met. Very few. They'd asked the other guy, who showed me how to do most of the stuff I know how to do, but he gets a ride in with a guy who's on our shift, so he can't. It's hard for him to get in without him. So their next choice was me, because I know how to run so many different parts and so many different machines, but I've only been there like 3.5 months. So I was a little excited, but you know, you keep them straight face, thank them for their compliment. You say, fuck yes! Yes, I'll change my shift because you think I'm awesome. So, but you don't see it that way. You go, yeah, sure, that sounds good. You go back to work, you just breathe like, holy shit. Oh my god. You know, work the night. We had an auditor coming in this morning. We never actually saw them, but apparently they were coming in. And, it was my turn, yeah. So, you know, gotta make sure all your tags are up to date. When you leave a cage that is incomplete, you put the incomplete tag on it and see how many parts are in the thing. I always do that anyway, but no one makes a big deal about it. So, you know, get all the crap done. Switch back to 724s. 724s are the parts I always do. Carbons. And, you know, supervisor puts the first set in. Turns the thing. Horrible, terrible noise comes out of the machine. Someone had been running parts, just diamond cutters first, because they were doing tests, because the balls were too thin, so they wanted to figure out the measurements and what was wrong with the parts, and blah, 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 blah. But they didn't change the program back, or tell anybody that they'd done that. So machine down, I've got nothing to do. And good, I'm still there. Okay. And so I'm chilling there with the supervisor, Tony. And then you know, it's starting to get time for the other shift to start coming in. So, another blue coat comes over, starts talking to Tony. I pretend I can't hear them because I have my ear things in, but I can hear them because they're still pretty close. Tony tells him about what's going on with the machine. He's trying to fix it. And he goes, some of the guys on my side have been asking if there's any word on who's been hired. Because a request has to be put in, or how it works is the upper management asks the supervisors who they think should be hired, and the supervisors give their list to the sort of like a floor manager supervisor thing. The sun is really bright. And then he sends requests in for who he thinks is good, and then the decision is made by the next guy. Little did I know, the guy who's standing right there is the equal to the high up guy. He goes, yeah, I put the request in for Matt and so-and-so. I'm Matt. Exciting, but it was a request, so I figured, you know, maybe it doesn't happen just because. Now, outside the side of the factory, oh, I'm sorry, my voice is cracking because it's tired, just like the rest of my body. Our side of the factory is independent from the other side, like same company, but just one. They're different parts of the factory, so they don't really commingle as much. Like they're social, but the management schemes are different. They work together at the top, but they don't work together once they separate from the top. Anyway. So the other side found out all the guys who got hired, and our side's still waiting. It's been a few weeks. So we're all starting to get a little itchy and wondering and everything. Now the other guy they put the request in for, he worked at the factory for 2 years, and then he left because he got pissed off because they didn't hire him, and he was getting tired of the way they treated their people and blah blah blah. He left and he couldn't find work, so he came back. He's been back for 7 or 8 months now, probably 9 now, but my toes are cold. And so I was happy to hear that the request was put in for both of us. And I just hope that the request meant, if they pick someone, it would be the senior person, because that would be him. Because if I got the job over him, and he'd been there longer than me, like, I would feel terrible. And we both get hired, that would be awesome, but... So, you know, figuring shit out. So, then the guy walks away. Tony was talking to him, was over, as we know. Chris said, blah, blah. Chris is the guy he was talking to, said, da, da, da. I was like, oh, okay, cool. I was like, so what's the next step? Like, he said he put a request in. Because he told me he put a request in, and I heard that. I said, so does somebody need to okay his request, or is that request mean it's going to happen, or what? And he goes, oh, no, he's equals with the other guy, so if he says it's to be done, it's to be done. The request is just a formality. And I kind of went, oh, okay, cool. So, as soon as so what happens is the request has to go all the way through. Apparently it should be unimpeded. And then what happens is I get 6 months probation, which means get to work every day, miss no days. It means raise. I'm no longer under the sub-company that hires for the factory. I'm under the factory, which means they pay for my boots and they pay for my work clothes. And it means after my 6 month probation, I get hired on like full time, even though you're full time the whole time anyway. You get hired on like for sure, and you get benefits, which is not bad. I could really use benefits. So I'm kind of excited. I'm still feeling like Superman. That is why I'm still feeling like Superman. I'm feeling like this drive is taking longer than it should do. It's supposed to be a 38-minute drive. I've been driving 26 minutes. Okay. I think I'm still going the right way. Anyway, but yeah, I'm excited. The girl I was text messaging sort of fell through. Height issues. I'm the exact measurement. My height is 5 foot 4.74, like 5 or 7.6 inches. So I'm 4 foot 5 and 3/4 inches. Technically, if you round up. So Dad says to say I'm 5 foot 5, even though I'm 5 foot 5. That doesn't help at all. So on Plenty of Fish it says I'm 5'5", just because those guys lie about their height and they're an inch shorter anyway. I hate lying. Stupidness. Be honest. The girl I was talking to was 5'7". I have no issue with taller women. Doesn't faze me. I have no issue with taller women. I have no issue with older women. I have no issue with women that smoke. Who the fuck cares? If you can afford to smoke, smoke. Will I smoke with you? No. Will I kiss you? Well, as long as you're pretty. But yeah, I can deal with that. I've done that. But yeah, so it doesn't matter to me. Apparently it mattered to her. There's an issue with shorter guys because she likes taller guys to begin with. She likes to wear heels, and her shortest pair of heels is 4 inches. So that would be 5'11". So essentially, for her to wear her shortest pair of heels, the guy she's looking for has to be 6 feet tall. So then why are you messaging the guy whose profile says he's 5'5"? I'm just throwing that out there. Anyway, doesn't matter to me. But, apparently it mattered a little too much to her. I don't care. I'll date. There was one girl in high school, she was 7 feet tall. 7'1". She was 7'1". I think this is in here. Long, leggy, blonde, 7'1" chick. I was interested. I was in grade 10. She was in grade 12. Nothing happened, but I wished it did. Yeah. Tall women don't faze me. I mean, but some women need their men to be taller. Height is not everything. Height does not equate to length. I'm not saying I have length. I'm just saying that just because he's taller doesn't mean he has length. Just because I'm shorter doesn't mean I'm shorter. It's fuck. For all you know, you can stand beside each other, you can go on his knees, both are. That's just fucking annoying. And really, if you think about it, does length really matter that much? Right? Does it really? Congratulations. You have length. Maybe even width. Can you use it to its maximum potential? I'm not saying you can't, I'm just saying in general. And I'm not saying I can. I'm just saying in general. Would you prefer not a tiny penis, but a not gargantuan penis that could do more for you pleasurably than the gargantuan penis? If the gargantuan penis cannot pleasure you, who gives a fuck if it is a gargantuan penis? Right? Anyway. Whatever. As they say, plenty of fish. There's more fish in the sea. But it's challenging for me to find them because I'm short, and all the fish I'm interested in are not short. I like short chicks. Short chicks aren't bad. But I mean, I can deal with height. Height does not matter. Period. End of sentence. Height does not matter to me. As long as you're proportional. If you're like, stop. Thank you. If you're like really, really short with breasts that don't look real, like you could fall over if a strong wind hit you from behind, or somebody tapped you on the shoulder just a little too hard, then I might have a little issue. Boobs are awesome. I love boobs. But there's a line. I don't mind fake boobs, as long as they look decently proportional. Right? Right. So, no, and that doesn't mean that I'll only date chicks with big boobs. I will date chicks with any size boobs, as long as there's some boobs. I like something to play with. Really. I play with lots of things, but boobs are fun. Other things are fun too. I will gladly play with other things. Just as much as I play with boobies. But yeah, I'm really picky. Yeah, I'm not going to sleep with everybody who says my name. I'm not going to sleep with everybody who shows interest. Because that's just retarded. I mean, no. Anyway, but still, proportions. You must be proportionate. It's just some people. If you're online dating, you can't be picky. Nope. I can be picky because I can deal with the consequences. You can't be picky because you are the opposite side. Do you want the 6 foot tall guy who is an asshole? Or do you want the guy who's not 6 foot, can deal with the fact that you're taller, and still, like, be able to be nice, first, and second, keep up with you in a mental capacity. I know I act crazy, but I'm actually smart. You don't have to be normal to be smart. That's not it. That's just fucking, like, really? That's for sale. For sale. 10 acres. That's a 42. Ah! That was the fucking turd. Nope. Off the road. I gotta fucking turn around. Awesome! I'm backing up the whole fucking way. Yeah, bitch. This is how we roll. Anyway. So yeah, that's me. I'm nearly where I need to be, so I should probably start closing down. Blog, unfiltered thinking. .blogspot.ca. Twitter @mcurlyh. Plenty of fish. Shy country boy, because I am now a country boy. No longer city boy with country heart. I am a country boy in my Jeep that rolls. Yeah. I'm gonna park right here because I don't know where else to park. Anyway, see you later. Have a good day, everybody. Please mention me, respond, do whatever. Blah 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 blah. I will see you.